All right, you guys, let's talk about pillar number four, which is the fourth and final pillar, which is sales. Obviously, you start a business to make sales, right? And you're probably like, Lori, this is the whole reason I'm here. I did not necessarily need all pillar one, two, and three. I wanted to skip right to the good thing. It's good stuff. Well, there's a reason why sales is pillar number four, because honestly, everything that we have set in place and set up to this point is meant to support sales and drive sales inside our businesses. However, in a little bit more of a passive way. So just like the same way that I talked about active versus passive strategies when we talked about audience growth, I want to have that same conversation around sales. And I have been talking about this for years. The difference between passive versus active sales and making sure that you're doing both inside your business consistently. Because I have had so many business owners come to me, especially business owners in the social selling world, but even like small businesses, product based, wondering why the sales aren't showing up for them. But when we really dive deep into the strategies that they're using, they are taking a passive approach, meaning they are most of the time simply showing up on social media and expecting that social media presence to drive sales. They are not actively going out there and like literally creating sales opportunities, right? So every single month, when you sit down and you ask yourself what your goals are, because this is something that you need to be doing, right? I want you to attach a sales strategy to your sales goal. So how, and maybe it's multiple, depending on what you have going on, etc. But how are you going out there and getting the sales? And I don't necessarily mean that you have to physically go out there. However, you can absolutely physically go out there, right? Like going to markets or vendor events or maybe even in-home events. That is a way, if as long as it is like positioned as a sales opportunity, that you can actively go out and get sales. So I have created an entire bank of sales strategies that you can take and use inside your business. So much like the audience growth strategies, I want you to use these like a menu. I want you to listen to them and I want you to decide which ones fit with your overall business structure and which ones can you get your energy behind and which ones will you utilize for your business. They're not meant for everyone. And you got to kind of go with the ones that you feel sound fun and exciting. So every single month, I want you to look at your sales goal and then I want you to really ask yourself, how am I going out there and how am I getting those sales? Could be new line launches. However, you should build something around that new line launch. It could be a promotion or a sale that you're going to do. It could be like whatever. It could be retirement of products. It could be markets. Whatever it is, I want you to have a sales goal. And then I want you to have a strategy on how you're going to get those sales, right? So every single month, you should have what I'm going to call a sales event inside your business. And what that really just means is that you're doing something actively to pull in sales, whether it's a promotion or an initiative, whether it's an event or six events, whatever it is. The number one reason that you're doing your business is for income. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. If there was no money involved, would you take the time and energy that it takes to build these? No. So make sure that you're utilized, like that you're actually going out there and getting those sales. And in the beginning, in the beginning, especially if you are a small business and a product-based business, you might have to go do those markets in order to gain awareness and gain and bring people back. Also, markets can be a really great way to build your audience as long as you make sure that you're bringing people back into your world. So it's not about just like selling something and wishing them a good day or a good weekend. It's about selling them something. And then how can you also be adding them to your email list? How can you also make sure that they're following you on whatever platform it is that is the main community that you're showing up on, right? So you're going to do one sales event a month or multiple, depending on how big your goals are. But again, it's not about like passively posting and praying that that drives sales. It's about actively setting up strategies inside your business and then supporting those strategies with your social media, with your email marketing, right? With that audience that is so engaged and loving you in order to achieve your maximum sales potential from that specific initiative. So if you have any question about that, our Marketing Mondays are going to be a really great place to come in, roll your ideas around, flush them out, ask how a particular strategy would work inside your business. Anyways, guys, I'll talk to you soon.